My father-in-law's voice boomed. 5 minutes to pack your life, Lauren. In that sterile boardroom, his words were a guillotine, but I smiled and walked out with his company's soul trailing behind me. It started 3 weeks earlier at the Prescott family's coastal villa, where I arrived with my husband, Daniel, clutching a rosemary focaccia I'd baked to impress. Beatrice, Daniel's mother, barely glanced at it, as if culinary effort was beneath her notice. Over seared scallops, Edward Prescott, CEO of Nexus Tech, toasted another banner quarter. Success demands vision, he said, his hand clamping Daniel's shoulder. My husband, whose primary contribution was a charming smile and a corner office, beamed. Nobody mentioned the $10 million Larson contract I'd secured or the nights I'd spent rewiring our cybersecurity framework after a breach scare. You seem stressed, Lauren, Beatrice murmured, her emerald earrings catching the chandelier's glow. Leadership requires poise. I bit back a reply, my fatigue born of saving Nexus Tech while Edward golfed. Monday morning, Daniel botched our cappuccino machine, grumbling about his promotion odds. Dad says Claire's been a star, he said, eyes on his tablet. Claire Voss, my mentee at Edward's insistence, had been shadowing me for months. I'd shared client strategies and firewall protocols, mistaking her curiosity for ambition.
She was studying me to strike.
The crisis hit 10 days later, a ransomware attack locking 60 terabytes of client data. My team, Sam, Tara, Vic, the Lopez sisters, rallied at midnight. We worked 14 hours straight, fueled by cold brew and determination, decrypting files in a war room of laptops and crumpled napkins. We're a rogue squadron, Sam quipped, rebooting a server. Bound by choice, Tara added. We saved every byte, but Edward never knew. The betrayal surfaced in an email Claire meant for Edward, but sent to me. Lauren stretched thin. I managed the Larson deal flawlessly. Time to reassign her role. My blood froze. I'd saved Larson while Claire posted cocktail photos online. I saved the email, sensing a storm. In the boardroom, Claire sat at my usual spot, scrolling my encrypted analytics dashboard. Edward asked me to review these, she said, her tone syrupy. The room filled with executives avoiding my gaze. My presentation on our 400% efficiency spike began, but Edward burst in, slamming the table. 5 minutes to clear out, he roared. The room stilled. Claire's lips twitched upward. I saw the script. My public firing was their power play. Thank you, I said, voice steady. I packed deliberately, client contracts, team Polaroids, a flash drive with every cybersecurity protocol I designed. Through the glass, Sam stood, bag packed. Tara followed, then Vic, the Lopez sisters. One by one, 19 team members rose, a silent rebellion. Edward's face paled. Claire's smirk faded. Time's up, Edward snapped, but his voice cracked. We marched to the elevators, 20 strong, security guards trailing awkwardly. Never seen this, one whispered. The lobby erupted in applause from the cleaning crew. Outside, sunlight burned away the corporate chill. This is defiance, Sam said, grinning. My phone exploded, clients, recruiters, competitors. One email stopped me cold. Olivia Grant, a venture capitalist Edward had snubbed. Your team's loyalty is gold. Let's talk. At home, Daniel was livid. Dad says you lost it, embarrassed yourself. I showed him Claire's email. He read it, jaw tight. Why didn't you tell me? He asked. Would you have cared? I countered. He grabbed his keys and left, silence his only answer. That night, Beatrice appeared at my door, clutching a folder. Edward did this to his cousin years ago, she said. Fired her publicly to prove a point. It broke the family. She handed me records of Edward's past terminations, sloppy, vindictive, illegal. I enabled him too long, she admitted, leaving me with evidence of his pattern. By dawn, my team transformed my loft into a startup hub. Tara sketched a logo, a phoenix clawing skyward. Vic secured a domain. The Lopez sisters mapped our first project on my wall with sticky notes. Olivia arrived, offering $4 million for 15% equity. I don't need a pitch deck, she said. Your walkouts sold me. Clients followed. Larson, Carter, Global Dynamics, $25 million in contracts. Nexus Tech's stock tanked 12%. Edwards' press conference, a desperate restructuring spin, flopped as Claire scrolled job boards mid-broadcast. My team's press event, raw and honest, went viral. We chose trust over tyranny. I told cameras, my 19 allies behind me. A week later, Beatrice filed for divorce, serving Edward at his yacht club.
He destroyed you for sport, she said.
I'm done protecting him. Nexus Tech collapsed, absorbed by a rival. Edward now consults from a strip mall office, his LinkedIn posts ignored. At Phoenix Tech, our valuation hit $60 million. Sam's son drew our logo on his backpack. Tara's parents blessed our office. We're not just a company, we're a family forged in defiance. Edward's 5 minutes meant to break me built an empire instead.